Is there something more you would like to tell us?
No, maybe no. No, I think we went through all the topics.
I have already to think
the
how
war
we
is
can show.
difficult. The war is always. I mean, it's hard to speak about it.
It's a historical situation right now.
I went to Ukraine, so for me, it's. I went to those places, not near where, but I went also to Kiev. But I went to Lviv, to all the places where my family was and where war happened when my grandfather left, and it's doing the same thing 60 years after. So it's always emotional to
it's
speak
touching,
about it.
Yeah. My family also came from
Having
Lviv,
been there, it's more because before that I was always hearing about it. Before my first trip to Poland, 1990, it was only books, history, and talks. But since 1990, it's really. I mean, I was there. I know the places. I know the people. I know what happened. So it's more emotional. It's
but you still arrived in Poland when it was the communistic Poland, or you came right after?
Well, 1990 was after the wall fell. So I would say it was
transition time, right?
The transition time.
Mm-hmm. And what was your perception? Because I mean, the system was also not really.
No,
good,
and it was very new. You know, the war had
left.
The war had fallen for 6 months, so it was people didn't know where to go. What would be the?
How did you perceive Poland this time with this? Because Brazil was very, as far as people tell me, beautiful, colorful.
Yes.
And when you were in Poland that time, this was
first.
Nice, you know?
The beautiful things were the Poles. I mean, the Poles were always optimistic, and the main thing that they were always wanting you to know about the facts, the history. So this was the most important thing. They really wanted you to know what was Poland and trying to make you learn something new about it that maybe you didn't know, because of course being abroad you couldn't know everything about Poland. So this, I think, helped us a lot too, and helped people that came and decided at one point to come back to Poland and make a business or come back for any other reasons. So this was important, and of course it was hard for them, but then year after year, because then I went of course every year, years after years, you could see huge change in Poland.
And when you see Poland right now, how do you, what is
country.
your feeling?
It's a totally different country.
In comparison
it's
to that
totally
time.
different country. It's like, I would say, nothing had happened. Nothing had happened. We just passed 60 years of history, and we went forward to 2020 or 2023, and it's a totally different country. I mean, it's you could be everywhere in the world. I mean, it's something that, but we still, know what happened. So it's still some places, it's still alive. What happened in history? So that's important too, to make the world know what happened. But that now it's hard to say we went through, because we never went through. We will never go through. We always keep this in our minds. But Poland is a totally different country today.
Could you say that we have it in our blood, that we don't give up and we really fight for what should be?
For everything. This is, I think, one of the main focus of Poland. We don't give up. We fight with any weapons we have. It's a knife, it's a fork, it's a machine gun, or it's a tank. We will always fight. Always fight to keep our tradition, to keep the freedom, to keep Poland alive.
Many countries attack us by keeping on the history and these things what happened, because our history was rewritten many times, was tried to be rewritten by the communists, by other powers. And many people say it's too much holding on the history that much, like we Poles do in Poland. Yeah. Do you think it is too much, or do you think it's right?
It's not, because I think it has to be alive. It has to prove of what they tried to do with Poland, but they didn't succeed. They succeed for a small time or a small period, which either way Poland was taken. But at the end, we succeed. We came back. We fought. We kept Poland alive. We kept history alive. We kept traditions alive. So that's the most important. That today everything is back. Traditions, history is back. We went for very, very bad times, but we succeed. We're a fighter. We're fighters, and this is in the blood of the Poles.
And do you think we learn from the mistakes of the past, or do you think that some things don't change or are very similar? Because many events of the history, they happen again in a different way, but the way is very similar of what happened in the past. Do you think we Poles are prepared for the new confrontation and problems?
I think mostly we don't have to learn from the history, from mistakes, because we were always forced to react. We never provoked. We were always victims. We always had to fight. So I don't think we made mistakes. We try our best to, I would say, erase the people that came and tried to conquer us. So I think it's a lot different. We never went and occupied and conquered. We were always victims, but we fought. We fought and we kept our freedom. We kept Poland alive. We kept the history alive. We kept the roots alive.
I mean, this point of freedom is something that the Poles have really deep inside. Now, this is something that sometimes makes us look crazy, yes. And this is also the reason why many countries wanted to destroy us, because of the freedom we represented, yes. Do you think this fight for freedom today is also in a similar level like it was in the past, where these big tragedies happened?
I think today, as of today, it's difficult to see, because luckily, I would say, and I hope it never happens, we were not conquered again. But I think with the war, we would be ready to help Ukraine. We would be to keep the freedom, because I think what Ukraine is suffering today is what we suffered in the past years. So I think, yes, we have learned from the past, but I think we can export this, so we could, and we are the best countries today to help Ukraine.
In our geopolitical situation,
of course.
Yes.
Also by being so near.
Yeah.
And having, I would say, the same type of things. I mean, this is a country that was provoked, like we were always. But we react, and we can admire this, I would say, this force of Ukrainians to resist. And I would say maybe it's something that, of course, this is what Polish have too. This strength of resistance.
Yeah, definitely. In the whole over the world, even many years, many generations after being so far away from Poland, it still stays alive. And I see it in you too. Doesn't matter.
Luckily, we'll have this.
Even growing up in Brazil.
Even being abroad, we have this thing too.
Exactly. This still keeps
being so far,
alive.
we have the same thing.
Change nothing.
We'll fight for a country.
That's very good. Very nice.
And I hope that also all people that have left Poland have the same sentiment.
I hope to.
Same desire, of course, yes.
Yeah. But there are also like many things that Polish people always love to fight with each other outside, abroad of Poland. What would be your advice so they stay calm and that they should co-work with each other, not fight each other? Use this energy to build together something.
As I said, fight is always bad. War is always bad. It will never bring good solutions or good resolutions today. It's discussion. I mean, discussion is the way. Culture is always the best. So that's the thing. The exchange of culture, exchange of things, always bad. Fight is always bad. It will always bring bad solution.
Yeah, because I see it in many countries. There are groups of Polish activists, which is good that there are so many, but often they have wrong goals. Instead of working together into something, they work against each other. Yes, this is something that we need some.
This happens in every country.
This.
I mean, we have this in every single country today, also in Poland, unfortunately. But luckily, it's not that important today. So we have to fight it and hope that this will not grow.
Let's hope so. Perfect.
Yes, I think.
So let's make a nice end to say goodbye for everybody.
Okay.
So I would love to thank you very much for your attention, for your time, for sharing so many personal and very interesting points of views and informations with us. It was an honor for us.
It's always a pleasure. I mean, we're always here to help. As I said, Poland is very present in my roots. Poland is in my day-to-day life. And I'm very happy that we could have this conversation and maybe other ones in the future.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.